Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of Amazon Prime Days. I thought I'd go live in the morning. Maybe there's some European people that might get on. I've been normally going live in the United States later at night, but I know there's a lot of people in Europe that tune in, so I wanted to kind of go on in the morning. It is 8:15 a.m. in the morning, and there's still some really good deals. We're going to search through, see if we can find some better deals. But thanks, everybody. The best place you can find the current deals is my website, justadadapproved.com. I do use affiliate links. If you click on a link in this video or on my website, I do earn a small commission from that sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. I do purchase these robot vacuum cleaners with my own money. I don't take sponsorships and I don't take free products. So let's do something here. I'm going to get all set up here. We're going to start going through everything. Any questions? This is pretty much Q&A. Any questions? This is pretty much Q&A. Any questions? This is pretty much Q&A. Any questions? This is pretty much... Sorry about that. Okay, any questions going on? Hi, how's it going, Tesla? Any questions at all? Be sure to check out my website. Good. Early in the morning, I know, here in the United States, but I'm hoping maybe some people from Europe catch on. I like watching you. Thank you. Morning, sir. That sounds like from Europe. I'm just guessing, though. Sounds like something a British person would say. AU. Does that Australia? AU? I'm sorry, I don't know. Oops, turn the light on here. Yeah, Australia. Okay, I knew it sounded. I knew that was not American. Are you having some good sales there? The Bissell? No, for the price, you might as well get a Mova P10 Pro. It's like $400, and it raises the mop pad, but you got to deal with the mop pad yourself. Vacuuming on it was just okay. It had a really nice app. There's a lot of potential there. It's going to come down to price. That robot should be, if it was under $200, I think it would be a buy, but these other manufacturers are so aggressive with price that I have the Bissell, and it struggled with long hair, auto empty and long hair. Eufy C20, wow. It's an older robot. It spins. It's meant for a very small apartment. It might do okay. For a larger home, it's going to struggle, get lost. It doesn't have an internal water tank. It wets the mop pads. I mean, very small apartment, it might do okay, but it's getting to be an older robot now. All right, we got lots of questions coming in. Lots of questions. And we're going to check. So, all right, here we go. Love your videos. Have you tried the Mova? I don't have the S70. I got the P70. It's not for sale in the United States yet. I'll get it as soon as it's for sale. Good morning. What would be your best mid-range for mostly carpet cleaning? Looking for a robot upstairs, which is all carpet. I would get, if it's all carpet, get the Dreamy D20 Pro. It's on my website, justadadapproved.com. It's the best under $300. I have a list for best under $300. I have the Cubro Edge C. What do you think about it? I don't know the Edge C, but the Edge is a good brand, and the Roborock's a good brand, so I imagine that's a pretty good robot. It's probably an Australian brand. Does it wash the mop pads with hot water? Does it have side reach for the mop pad and the side brush? Does it have the the anti-tangle center brush, dual split brother. And if it has those, it's a pretty premium robot. P10 Pro last month. Now Mova is a good discount. Okay, this is the number one question over the whole entire Prime Days has been Mova P10 Pro Gen 1 versus Gen 2. And it is a hard decision. But here's the thing. You can't go wrong with either one. So while this is a really tough decision, you could flip a coin and you'd be happy with either one. Now, I will say for $60 more, the Gen 2 mops better and it does vacuum better, but they took away the camera. So there's that. If you really need the camera, get the Gen 1. But again, if it's your first robot jumping in, I like to recommend people when they jump in, go to a lower price point. It's a good robot. And that way you can decide, ooh, is this something? Because if you don't like it, if it struggles at your home, then you didn't waste a bunch of money. If I had the P10 Pro, I wouldn't upgrade to the Gen 2 unless I wanted better mopping. Okay, I'm going to get to all these questions. Okay, what's the best robot vacuum currently? Unfortunately, for me, the best, I always take into account price. And the Mova V50 is the best for the price. Now, with that being said, I love the Dreamy X60 Max. There's a Dreamy X60 Max Ultra. There's also, it doesn't have the word Ultra. You can save a little bit of money, get the Dreamy X60 Max. I love it. These are just really well-designed robots that actually work really well too. That's always the priority, but I like how it looks. I think it's a very attractive robot. The Roborock Stars 20 is a very good robot. Cream of the crop, Dreamy L60 Pro. These are the three top robots that, they all pretty much perform the same. I like how the Dreamy X60 looks, the white one, to be honest with you. Greetings from Slovakia. I knew we'd get some more European people on here. I was just sitting in my office and I'm like, what can I do this morning? And I'm like, Europe. I got to get on for Europe. So this is for Europe. I just love having people from Europe watch. I wish I knew more about your robots and your power. I don't, unfortunately, know. I feel like I need to just go to Great Britain and live for a week and buy all the robots and okay, let's test all the robots for a week and then I can give you an idea of what to buy. What is the best deal for a robot? Two deals. This Mova P10 Pro Gen 2, $400. The Gen 1 is $340, and the Mova V50 is $659. Let's make sure. But the Curve 2 came down yesterday. This is the only mop roller that I recommend. It came down to $700. That was a price drop after Prime Days, which normally we don't see. Yeah, $659 for the Mova V50 Ultra Complete. So you're really left with $340, $400, $650, or $700. Those are the best deals. Does the Curve 2 Flow have a dirt detection sensor? Well, I think it does, but here, I'm going to go to my website, and on my website, I have the spec sheets. Because even I can't remember sometimes. So if you go to robot vacuums, robot reviews, we type in Roborock, apply filters. There's the Curve. I click on it. We scroll down. My specs that I think are important. The dock. Yes. So yes, it does. And I verified that from my website. Looking for best value, get the Mova P10 Pro, either one. That is, honestly, that is the super best deal. These are good proven robots that, and under $400. Samsung older robot still works pretty good. Does not mop. I have carpet and linoleum. What do you suggest? My son says Dyson. The Dyson's not bad. It's tall. It did get the Just a Dad approved sticker, but barely. It actually is. If you had ultimately all hardwood floors, it would do better. But I like the Mova P10 Pro. Jump in at that price point. I like the Q-Revo, but I have a Dinky. I'm not sure what that is. Andy, Aiden. I don't know how the P20 compares. It's still in the box. I'm looking at it right now. I just purchased it last week, so I don't know anything about it. I should have maybe reviewed it real quick. Greetings from Germany. All right, I love it. Oh, this is so fun. We also have Amazon Prime. That's awesome. For me, Moppy is important. Do you think the Curve 2 flow is worth? So, no, I stand behind this. The Curve 2 flow, if you have mostly hardwood floors, it is an amazing mop. It's actually a pretty good vacuum too. It doesn't have corner reach for the side brush, you know, but it is $700 here in America. I stand behind this. This is an excellent mopping robot. It's a little tall, a little heavy, so it's not going to go under furniture, but you're going to get a mop roller. I've been running this robot every day here at the studio after I took it to my home. It's a rock solid robot. And there's one setting, I have a video on it. It was kind of bumping into a lot of furniture, but I changed this one setting and I forget what it was, but I have a video on it, and then it wasn't bumping into stuff as much. Ooh, okay. Dinky is not good. Oh. Thank you for clarifying that. I have a single 700 square final floor to clean. Does mopping is more suitable than brushes? And what is the recommended? For a 750 square foot, I'd get a Mova P10 Pro. Does mopping is more suitable than brushes? Which you have tested the T90 before. I know that thing snuck up on me. I had no idea. I honestly, Ecovacs has been really low on my list, just because the ones I've tested have been underwhelming, and you know, I only have so much of a budget to purchase these, and I've been really burned by the Ecovacs in the past. I mean, I've got probably $3,000 or $4,000 of Ecovacs sitting back there that are actually underwhelming. And I actually tried to take the X11 to our church and run it in the garage on concrete, and it couldn't navigate concrete. Like the sensors wouldn't map it. So, and that's a flagship robot. Agreed. I'm debating between the T90 or paying L60 PE. The L60 is a really good model. That PE I've got currently at my house, and it's doing a great job. It's good for long pet hair. It does good mopping. It pushes the mop pads down. Again, I don't know anything about the T90. I just, with these brands, Mova, Dreamy, Roborock, I've just seen the progression of good. They have missteps, but with Narwhal and Eufy and Ecovacs, I don't see this progression. I see lots of this, and mostly kind of down a little bit. Shark U. Okay, I have a video coming out on the Shark UV reveal. It is not approved. I mean, it is, but you've got to realize that thing. I took it to my home, and its vacuuming method was horrendous. Now, it got the job done, but the lines in the carpet were all over. Like, this thing seemed lost or something. And it has a really small battery, takes forever. The mopping is just subpar. They're not willing to update what actually matters. They need to update their app. They need to update how it mops, and they need to update the vacuum. I mean, they updated the sensor on it, and the sensor's pretty cool. And it's got these cool flashing lights, but this Shark UV reveal is a complete miss for me. I have a video coming out where you'll see the results. Play with my Roomba. Is the Shark? What about the Shark? Yeah. I don't recommend any Sharks. No, I really don't recommend any Shark robot vac. They're just way too far behind. I've had the T90 for 6 months. The blast charging is a game changer. I agree. I like that blast charging. Haven't had to rescue it once, and it does all day whole house cleans. Okay. That's a pretty high standard. And Lots of robots struggle with what you just mentioned there. So I can't wait to try it. It's coming. It comes in Monday. So give me a little bit. It's a knockoff of iRobot. I just pulled the trigger on the T90. Oh, I hope it does well. I do have the Shark Power Detect. I have all the Shark robots. I have the thermal charge. They're just not worth it. You're welcome, ARDK. Curve 2 Flow is on sale, and yet we still cannot get it in. Oh, that's too bad. I think that has to do with, like, are they willing to make a new base station for your power? Like, they just make decisions, I guess. You should definitely be getting the Curve in Europe, though. I agree. Have you tested the V50? I don't have it. It's not for sale in the United States yet. I got the P70, but I can't wait to get the V. I thought it was going to be released by now, but it's not. All right. What about cleaning up the mop area? It looks like a pain when you take the roller off. Is that for this one's not bad. The tray comes out. You know, you take this to the sink, clean it, and then just slide it back. I don't know anything about the T90. So the stair climbing robots are not available yet. Those things were so preliminary at CES. They were prototypes that needed to be babysit by the actual engineers that were building them. They were standing right there next to them. And like they were programming them as we were sitting there to work. I bought the Mova P50 a few weeks ago. Have they fixed the front wheel issue? I don't know. I have one. Mine hasn't broke, but I see what people are talking about. The front wheel does seem fragile. Mine took a while to arrive, so I think it may. Okay, that's good. If it's a new wheel design, then that's actually a really good robot. Have you bought the new Roborock? Nope, bro. They're great. Yep, goat. Should I buy the V50 or wait for the? I don't know when the V70 is coming out. I don't know what price point it's going to be. I honestly don't know anything about it. All right, more questions. Do you mean in the dock or the road? Yeah. The Dreo 508. I don't know what that is. We have the Curve 2 Pro, but that's spinning mop pads. Oh. Well, those curves are still pretty good robots, even with spinning mop pads. Will the Shark vac mop cleaner get rid of pet scent on the floors? No. They do have some pet odor neutralizing products from Mova and Dream. They're very mild. It's really hard to tell if those things actually work. I would use the Shark vac mop solution and no problem in the Mova V50. Greetings from Germany. Yay. I bought the Q-Rev 2 now, my first robot. I hope it's good. In Reddit are a few posts Roborock had bad customer service. You know, here's the thing with these manufacturers, especially like Roborock and Dreamy. They sell millions of robots. So there's always going to be some that are just bad out of the box. Customer service. I've used customer service on all these manufacturers. They're all about the same. You have to have patience. So in the event you have to contact them, it takes a couple weeks to get your problem resolved because you're emailing and there's a delay because they're in China. And you have to have patience. That's all I have to tell you. But eventually you can get the job done. It's not like pick the phone up, call somebody, and they're like, oh, we're shipping you a new robot. Here's the label. It doesn't work like that. But now the warranty, I take out the warranty through Amazon. And I just recently used it on the Mova E40, and it was a pretty good process. Again, had to have a little bit of patience, but I was able to call somebody. I had to upload photos, send the whole unit back in. So I don't know about the bad customer service. I can see why people would get frustrated really easy. If you were wanting it fixed right away, it's not going to get fixed right away. P70. I mean, it's in the box right there. The P70 review will be next week. I'll do the first look, but I got to take it to my home and live with it. I got to get a feel for that robot, see how, thanks. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Nicholas. Curve 2 Pro versus Sarles 10R. Okay. Well, I don't know the Curve 2 Pro. I like when robots leave their mop pads back at the base station, so I would get the Sarles 10R. I don't know if the Curve 2 Pro does or not. My hallway has a permanent carpet runner with 5 inches of hardwood floor on each side. Which Mova will you be able to clean the hardwood with water without getting the carpet wet? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Bridget. I would go with the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2, or the P10 Gen 1, or the Mova V50, depending on what your price range is, the 650, 400, or 320. The thing with carpets is it's gonna identify where that runner is, but you'll have to fine tune it in that map. So you'll go in the map and then you'll edit the carpet, and you may have to do this a couple times, and that's okay. But once you get it right, it's going to avoid that carpet when the mop pads are wet. The V50 will remove the mop pads when it goes to vacuum in. So I don't recommend. It's 50-50 chance getting stuck. Oh boy. Can you compare the Gen 2? I don't recommend the Dreamy L40S Gen 2. I don't recommend it at all. They released them at the same time, and I'm glad they did, because I took both of them to my house. I took the Gen 2 Mova P10 Gen 2 and the Dreamy L40S Gen 2. I have a video on it, and the dirty water tank on the Gen 2 P10 was noticeably had more dirt in it. And that was a light bulb moment for me, because it mops better than the L40S Gen 2. And this does two things that the L40S Gen 2 does not do. This robot, the P10 Pro Gen 2, pushes the mop pads down with like 12 newtons of force. So that helps. But then it also has these extra heating pads in the dock. It heats the water almost to boiling point to clean the mop pads. That's getting these mop pads clean is going to help it clean your floors the next time. So those two things, the L40S Gen 2 doesn't do. That was a huge misstep on their part. I don't know why they chose not to do those two things. And I feel like my hair is just a mess today. I can see myself, and it's driving me nuts. Okay. Okay, thanks. Looking forward to the P20 review. It does look good for the price. It's just been a busy week. The website has taken up a ton of time. It's been a 6-month project, tons of time, lots of phone, Zoom calls, and it's been exhausting. It launched right before Prime Days. And then I had to switch. Well, we had to work out the kinks in the website, and then I got to do the Prime video stuff. And so it's been a really exhausting couple weeks. I will get these videos out as soon as possible. Best mopping robot cleaner under $500. Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. Yep. It's the best mopping. Hope that helps. It's just me. I have watched your videos. I just got asked because in Canada prices are good. Ones you recommend are expensive. Darn. Would you recommend any Ecovacs? Dreamy vac mop. Thank you, sir. Ecovacs, I've just had I don't know how else to say it. They've been frustrating for me when I purchased them. There's lots of hype around them, just like Narwhal. These robots get super hyped of like, they're just going to be the best thing since sliced bread. When I get them, they underperform. They're a little frustrating. And like, this is not something I would buy my mom. I would buy my mom the Mova P10 Pro, the Mova V50. Like, that's kind of the standard I use. We have robots that don't have, so the minute a robot becomes a hassle, I'm like, ooh, which if it was my only robot, I would be like, oh, I could probably live with that. But after purchasing over 200 of these, I don't want to deal with hassle. And we have robots that we don't have to deal with stuff. So the second a robot like throws up a little kink of like, ooh, that was not good. Am I gonna have to constantly mess with that? Even though it might be minor, I'm like, well, I don't have to mess with that on the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2 or the Mova V50 or the Roborock. So why would I want that? So that's the point of view I come from. It's a complicated story, but it ultimately is a feel. I mean, honestly, Narwhal. Do I feel like I would want to buy one for my mom? No, I don't. I've had too many problems. Their customer support is probably the worst. They're just too hit or miss. Ecovacs. Would I want to buy my mom an Ecovacs? No, I wouldn't. Would I want to buy my mom a Mova P10 Pro? I absolutely would. Or a Mova V50 or a Dreamy or a Roborock. I feel like those products are just kind of like proven. They're going to be okay. The same with Eufy. They're not good. They're not bad. They're kind of right in the middle. So I'm like, well, we can buy better robots. I wouldn't buy her one of those because they just have some things about them that they get stuck a lot. So that was a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry. Okay. Is the Roborock Stars 10 to buy? Yes. Or skip? No. I think the Edge 2 is a little bit better. It can leave its mop pads back at the base station. It has a thin profile. That's a tough one. You know, those are great questions, and that means you guys are really doing your research. Edge 2, Roborock Stars 10R. You can flip a coin. You're not going to go wrong with either one. That's the good thing. Now, what is the best? The Edge 2, the Stars 10R has been around a while. I've got more time on it. It's a pretty rock solid robot. The Edge 2, I've only had for a couple months. It was doing great at my home. So Q-Revo 10. I'm not sure what that is. Edge 2 in Germany, 649. Yes, that's a good deal. I think. I don't know what that, I actually don't know what that price is. I can't think in euros, sorry. It's a good robot. We have to take advantage of these sales though. I mean, I can't stress that enough. These prices are amazing. And we may not see these again until Black Friday. We may see some of them again in October or something, but I just can't stress that enough. I'm on Amazon every day doing my homework, my research. And while some of these do go on sale, periodic times, are you going to be in the market for one when it goes on sale? I don't know. Sign up for my email list. When I see a robot go on sale all year long, I send emails out. So, and that's on my website, justadadapproved.com. But being able to have all the robots on sale at the same time, that way you can pick and choose exactly what you want. This is good. This is just a good time to buy a robot. And if it's your first time buying a robot, buy the Mova P10 Pro Gen 1. And you don't even have to think about it. It's just a great price and you can use it for a while. But also have a quiz. Don't forget, on my website, I developed a quiz for you. If you're unsure of what robot to get, go to my website, justadadapproved.com, click on the top green button that says quiz. It's going to ask you 4 or 5 questions. Do you have pets, hardwood floors, how many rooms? And then it's going to give you my recommended robot. Okay. We have a Shark vacuum and we've had it for over 5 years, still working. Shark makes great vacuums. Just their robot vacuums are very dated. Well, I just got here. Have you answered the question? Best mopping this is a good question. You guys are really doing your homework. Question, V50 or P10 Pro Gen 2 best mopping? The P10 Pro might do a little bit better job at mopping, but the V50 is quieter. Again, I like quiet sometimes, but this does have the water that heats the water up to boiling. It does push the mop pads down harder than the V50, so I would get the P10 Pro Gen 2. Yep, I'm live already. I'm early. I wanted to get with the Europe people. I knew there's a lot of European people that when I get on late at night, they're in bed. Sorrel's 10 worth it? Yes, I do. I just purchased 2 of the Mova V50s on Prime Days. I'm grading from Roomba. Oh my gosh. You're going from the Stone Ages to the 20th century, going from a Roomba i3. We have a Collie, 3 cats. How much shock and awe of an upgrade? Oh my, yeah, like I said, I even answered your question before you answered it. You are going to be amazed. Awful, I know. That i3 was a joke. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. I was looking to upgrade. This is from Bailey. I was looking to upgrade tri-cut brush. Found a tri-cut brush with mop pads, dust bag. Yes, it's compatible with. I know there's been some things that the same tri-cut brush that was compatible with the P10 Pro Gen 1 is compatible with the P10 Gen 2. The tri-cut brush that I recommend is from. It's a generic kit. I want to get this right. And I will have this updated on my website. Whoops. Because I can't believe this kit is so good. I was not this generic tri-cut brush. It's from the tri-cut brush you want is from KTN Aid. KTN Aid. I'll put a link to it in this description here. I'll put a link to it in the comments. All right, there's the tri-cut brush. All right. Sorry about that. Lots of questions. Okay, Maddie, I just got my Mova V50 and I like the cleaning, but the AI sensor camera and lowering the LiDAR is... sorry about that. Yeah, you can change how often it lowers the LiDAR in the app. And I have said that Mova and Dreamy are not the best at going under furniture and cleaning. While the Mova V50 lowers its LiDAR, it does go under furniture. The cleaning pattern, once it's down there, is not the best. Roborock kind of has that figured out. All right. I'll be back Friday when we know. LOM here's going fast. Oh, Black Friday. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel. Dinky brand, first Roomba DK 600. Ooh. Is the Dreamy L10S Gen 3 good? I have heard that's good. That's not available in the United States, but I think I had a couple people on this live stream yesterday and the day before that they love that L10S Gen 3. So again, I don't know much about it, but it's a Dreamy, it's an L10S. Does it wash the mop pads with hot water? Does it have side brush reach with both the mop pad? Does it have LiDAR? I'm sure it has LiDAR navigation. So third live stream. Yeah. These are fun. It's a way of helping people. You know, I'm full of knowledge and I love getting it out. This is what I do. Sarles 20 is on sale for 900 euros. Very good deal. Wow. Thanks for telling us that. In Sweden. I'm so glad I did this in the morning. Honestly, ChatGPT or Claude is the one that told me. Because I fed it my video for Prime. I did a video for Prime Days, and I'm like, should I make another Prime Day video? And they're like, no, go live. I'm like, okay. Claude has been like my assistant. Are you going to pit the robots against each other to see if one will mop stuff up, others left behind? Yeah, when I do my comparisons, I haven't done a comparison for a while. That's a good point. Q10S5. You know, that robot, it's kind of meant for a small apartment. It does have a mop pad, but you can't take it off. I mean, you can, but you can't vacuum with it off. So it can only lift it a little bit. It's not a highly recommended robot by me. For that, I would get the Dreamy D20. It's fully carpeted. I would get the Dreamy D20 Air. It's $200 and it doesn't have a mop pad. Aqua 10 roller complete and saw that it's not approved. Okay, so the Aqua 10, I have a love-hate relationship with. I currently have the Aqua 10 at our church in the garage that has concrete floors. It's an open floor plan. It's doing amazing. Now, where did the Aqua 10 struggle? It struggled at my home. They may have updated it since then. That was probably 4 or 5 months ago. It kind of struggles if there's a lot of rooms and it has to do a lot of navigating. It's kind of slower. And it was a Gen 1. I feel like they just needed to work the bugs out of it a little bit. But it does mop extremely good, because I just did a video of, look at my shorts, and I did a video of emptying the dirty water tank from over there, and it was completely mud. So thanks for the jewels, Sunshine. Or Cam's, I can't say your name, 9539. Thank you. How's the Mova complete or dreaming? The Mova Z60, if you have pets, it's going to struggle because of the auto empty path can clog hair. But other than that, I actually have the Mova Z60 at our church in the basement. Again, all hardwood floors, open floor plan. It's doing amazing. So where these robots, there is a place for them. The P10, the Roborock extends its mop pads, but it doesn't lift its legs up. So, apparently the Aqua 10, when I first bought it, it leaked water. Now I contacted them, I sent it in, and I didn't tell them I was a YouTuber, that just from my normal account, and they did send me a new one. So, and then I think they have fixed that issue. I haven't heard of that being a problem anymore, but I don't know that for sure. Which is better, Shark or Mova? I don't recommend any Shark robot. And I have a video coming out real soon about the Shark UV reveal. It was really wonky at my home. Like, when you have these that do a great job at your home and you see that, you're like, ooh. It's nice being able to compare them. I love my robot on a schedule. Yes, that's the best thing I tell people to do. Mondays, Wednesdays, do full. Yep, it's effective. So the Mova V50 thinks my wall scratches are cables. Yeah, I have seen that a little bit. It randomly drops its LiDAR in the middle of the room. I have seen that a little bit, but I saw other people also have issues, and Mova is trying to fix it. I have seen the Mova V50 randomly drop its LiDAR thinking it needs to go under a place, but typically I'm not following the robot around. So if it's doing that, sometimes I don't notice, but here's what I do know. It cleans, it gets back to the dock. The cleaning pattern looks good. I look at it on the map. So Matic, no, it's a weird design. I mean, it's made very well. The owner sent me one for free, and I regretted taking it for free. It's like $1,200. It's a cool design. It just seems off. I mean, he's going up against an uphill battle. The Matic it's big. It only gets the center of the room. It doesn't do close to the walls very good. It's got a weird pattern, but it's got a lot of neat things going for it. No, it's just a no for me. Apartment, which for a fully carpeted apartment, I would get a Dreamy D20 Air. In the South Africa, oh wow. They are trying to sell the X60 Ultra complete 20. Yeah. Sorry, that's really high prices. And they don't do any Mova Air. Okay. At least you can get Dreamy robots, but those are super high prices. Sorry. Aqua 10 versus Curve 2 Flow. Well, the Aqua 10 can go over thresholds. So, but the Curve 2 cannot go over that tall of threshold. So if you don't have thresholds, get the Aqua 10. Or I'm sorry, get the Curve 2 Flow, can't go over thresholds. But the Aqua 10's got those robotic arms that can deploy and go over thresholds. So hope that helps. Jack, what was the deal with the cleaning pad for the wastewater tank? Should the pad go into the tank at the start or only when the cleaning the tank? Oh, the dirty water tank. So the tablets. Every time you empty your dirty water tank, oof, I just got water everywhere. Every time you empty your dirty water tank, put a denture cleaning tablet. So you empty it, and then you put a denture cleaning tablet in there. As the dirty water fills up, this dissolves, kills the odor, and kills the bacteria. I'm coming back. My hair was driving me nuts. Sorry. So let's get back to questions. Okay. Streaming now. I'm from EU. Yeah. I knew there'd be some people from Europe. This was very good that I got on. I'm glad. I made a mess with dirty water tank. Okay. My sister, who is a non-technical person, wants a best for budget that vacuums and mops well. Her budget is about $700. What do you recommend, please? Non-techie person. So that's going to be Mova, Dreamy, or Roborock. Under $700. You know, if it's for somebody, get her the P10 Pro. You don't have to spend $700. If they're non-technical, this is going to have a little bit fewer settings. It's just a lot easier to manage. The Mova V50 is great. A couple more settings that she probably doesn't need. So just get the Mova P10 Pro for your sister. I have the Dreamy X60 Ultra Complete, and it's very good. I agree. How is Roborock S Pro compared to other models? So I have the S Pro. So technically, there's nothing wrong with the S Pro. It just lacks features. So it doesn't have a side mop pad. It doesn't extend it up against the wall. The side brush doesn't extend into the corner. The mop or the main brush is single piece, so you will get some hair wrap. So this is a Roborock budget robot. It has LiDAR navigation. It's got a dock station that washes with hot water, hot air. So you lack some, like a Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. You're gonna get the mop pad, extends right up. This works really well. You get the side brush extends into the corner. You get the base station washes the mop pads. This pushes the mop pads down. The Q-Revo S Pro doesn't. So this is Roborock's attempt at a super budget robot, but they stick a kind of a high price tag on it. For $449, it's not worth it. I mean, they're still selling the Q-Revo QV35S for $400, which is, don't get me wrong. You get that robot, it's going to be okay. You know, if it's your only robot, you're not going to know you could have gotten something different. The mouthwash I did for a while, but mouthwash is expensive. It does do the job well, though. I caught you late, 40 minutes. I'm in South Africa, and I have very cheap robots for like to upgrade to Roborock Edge 2. Yep, you're going to like the Edge 2. If you can get the Edge 2, you'll love it. Yep, are okay only to clean the tank. Yep. Thank you for your answers. It was really helpful. Your website and the quiz is great. Awesome. I'm glad you used the quiz. Greetings from Austria, Europe. Yay. Getting close to bedtime there, I bet. Mova P10 Pro versus Mova Peach One. I'm not sure what that means. Mova 20. I don't know anything about the Mova 20 yet, so I got to unreview it. There's an S20 that I don't recommend. It has a flat mop pad. Get the Curve 2 to clean the water. What do you think of the Amazon off-brand cleaning solutions labeled for? I don't necessarily know anything about that. I got to buy some of those. I'm sure I would think they'd be all right, but I have the Vive, absolutely love it, but since updated, lost. I know they lost that. They took the dirt detection sensor out. I got to talk to them about that. I don't know anything about it, but they added the slider scale for the auto empty, and that's super nice for pets. But yeah, the dirt detection sensor, I'm not sure why they did that. Best robot vacuum, Dreamy D20 Air or the D20 Pro. You should start a Discord. I have no idea what Discord. I don't know anything about it. Ecovacs T90. I don't have it. X12. I don't have. I've had some Ecovacs. I've just been underwhelmed by them. I did buy the T90 yesterday. It's coming in Monday. Prime deals today, and saw no, stay away from the 415. I have it. Oh, stay away from the 505. Those I know. Roomba is the eye catcher. They're the Kleenex of the industry. I don't recommend any iRobot Roomba robot, even their new ones. I've got the 415 right here. I've got the 415 right here. It's small. This is meant for a small home or a small apartment. I don't know. It's got some good. They're improving stuff. The navigation works pretty good on it. It's just got a super small dustbin. Washes with cold water, dries with cold air. I mean, very under. I mean, this is $400. Like, I would get the Roborock S Pro. I'd get the Mova. You can get a Mova P10 Pro Gen 1 for $60 cheaper. It's a no-brainer. And they just don't clean very good. And the app is not the best. There's better apps. The V50 battery doesn't have the longest battery. I give you that. And, battery life is very subjective, and it's hard to test because of your home environment. Do you have carpet boost on? That ramps the suction up to max every time it's on carpet. How much carpet do you have in your home? So that right there is going to be a huge factor. And then it's just very, very subjective. Now, what I did notice, the Shark has really bad battery life. The Mova V50 has never stood out to me like, oh wow. At my home, all robots have to go back and recharge to complete the house. So if Roborock launched a bit earlier this year, I would have bought the Edge 2. Yeah. Should I get the Saros 10R? I've had the 10 and the 10R. I like the 10R. I like spinning mop pads. The 10 has the flat mop pad. It's kind of noisy because it has to vibrate it. And the cleaning the dock is you're on your hands and knees cleaning the dock. My main concern about robot vacuums apps is whether they are accessible. Mine is kind of, but yeah, I consider the app that interfaces with these robots high on my list of things that I grade them on, and it's got to be intuitive, not overly complicated. Picked up the Dreamy L450. That's a good robot about a year ago after watching your videos, and I'm really happy with it. Yeah, that's L50 is a good robot. Very good robot. Do you have the P70? I do. I've got it. I haven't unboxed it yet. I just purchased it last week. It just came in. It looks like it's going to be a really good robot, but I gotta live with it. I'm just so fascinated by the amount of questions about the P70 and the P20. Like, Mova didn't even publicize those. I just found them on Amazon's website by accident. And people know about them like crazy. Customer service. I know. Okay, here again about customer service on robot vacuum cleaners. They're all about the same. Now, Narwhal, I consider probably the worst. Dreamy, Mova, Roborock are about the same. Eufys might be a little bit better. You have to have patience. You're not going to call them and say, my robot's broke, yeah, whatever, and then send me a new one. That's not going to happen. You're going to call them, and then it goes to email communication. Then they're going to want a video or a picture. You've got to somehow share that with them through email. You're going to have to wait a day or two because they're in China. Then they get back with you. There's this big delay. So you have to have patience dealing with them. Now, typically they will send you a label and you have to have the box. So I always tell people, keep your box. But I've been getting the warranty from Amazon, the Alliance warranty, and I had to use it. And it's a little easier than going through customer support. Roborock. Okay. T90, I don't know. The Z10, they're just getting long in the tooth. We've got better robots. Narwhal, the Flow 1 and Flow 2, I just don't like. They couldn't navigate my home and my carpet. And the old all the Frio Z's and all those, they're just older. Their cleaning pattern was never kind of smooth. Yep, the unboxings will be next week. I've got about 20. Okay, that's about the size of my home. 3 small, 1 big dog. I only have 1 dog. What would you recommend? Also, my first was something that I don't have to replace a few years after. Mova V50, if you have pets, because of the slider scale for the auto empty system. Now, with that many pets, I have another video. You've got to divide up your home into a lot of rooms. And you need to put it on a schedule where it's doing certain rooms on certain days. So don't just think a robot with that many pets is going to do your entire home in one day and not run into problems. So keep that in mind. We have pets. We're used to extra work. Robots have to do that also. I know there's supposed to be a Mova V70. I saw it at CES, but I haven't heard anything else about it. D20 Pro to someone they are really happy with. Yep. The D20 Pro is a good robot, especially with pets. How often should I clean the X60? Well, the filter is the number one priority. The dustbin filter, you should clean that every week until it gets used to your home. And then maybe every couple weeks, you maybe could go 3 weeks, but you're just going to lose suction power. I say replace the mop pads after a couple months. You can clean the brush roller about once a month. You got to clean the sensors. And then and change out the dust bag every 2 months. The D20 Air, its optical avoidance is just okay. It's not the best. Okay, hold on. I got some more. How often okay. I know it's not approved, but I just noticed the Narwhal Flow 2s. Now, I don't recommend if you have carpet, the wheels couldn't navigate my carpet. It's the strangest thing. And I contacted their customer service and everything. It just was a big mess. Dreamy customer service is the worst. Yeah. Sorry you had bad customer service. I've had bad customer service and good customer service with most of them. I mean, it's tough. I don't like the Hoovers, Roomba, yeah. You're going to like Roborock if you came from a Roomba. Again, check out the website, justadadapproved.com. That website was developed for you. And there's more to come on that. I'm going to show you how to do all the maintenance, all the recommended maintenance parts and everything for it. So I'm glad to hear Mova is starting to become available in the UK. Unfortunately, Amazon only imported them. Mova Direct is more expensive. Ooh, yeah. Sorry to hear that. On the P10 Gen 1, can I use cleaning solution on the clean water? Yeah, I have. I put it in the clean water tank and the detergent tank. You can do both, one or the other. Just don't use a whole lot when you're putting it in the clean water tank. I use Shark Vac Mop solution. Do you recommend Dreamy L40S Pro Ultra? The L40S Ultra is a good robot. It comes out of the box with the dual brush roller for good for pets. Mop's good. Side brush, mop pad extend. It's a good robot. No, the S14, C28, P10. I would just get the P10 Gen 2. So the EDS 14, it's going to have a lot of maintenance to it with that mop roller. The C28 is really meant for a small apartment. If you had mainly hardwood floors, it might be okay. Mova P10 Pro is going to do both hardwood floor and carpet really good. So, are you going to review the Ecovacs N30? I don't know anything about it. Mova V50 comes. Yes, I recommend getting the white one. I just know of your channel and watching so many videos. Thank you for doing this. I want to ask you if I'm looking for a robot vacuum for long hair and in a low budget. So get the Mova P10 Pro Gen 1 and upgrade to the tri-cut brush. I put a link to the tri-cut brush in the comments. So scroll up in the comments and you'll see tri-cut brush. You can upgrade. It just basically removes the main brush and puts a brush that has a little knife that cuts the hairs. You can't feel the knife or anything, but the tri-cut brush does a good job with pet hair. On a budget, Mova P10 Pro. Oh, yeah, P10 Pros are only white. I know, everybody, I know. I wish people, they should have made these in black. I don't know why not. I think people do prefer black robots. I need to put Q10 S5 Plus. I mean, that thing, it's, for its price point, you might as well get a P10 Pro that can wash the mop pad. You're going to be taking the mop pad on and off. It only lifts the mop pad up a little bit, so it's going to drag it on your carpet. You got to do the work. No. I live in Germany. Mova do not sell the P10 Pro in Germany. What would you recommend in that price range? I would get a Dreamy, that L10S Gen 3 I hear is really good in Europe. A Roborock Curve or an Edge. How big? Well, okay. How big is the difference between the P10? Okay. Great question, Tyler. And I've gotten this question a lot. So the Gen 2 pushes the mop pads down. It does mop better. And it also heats the water up to a higher temperature to clean the mop pads. That also helps. They did remove the optical avoidance, the camera. So the navigation's not as efficient. I do think it's worth the extra $60 to get increased mopping performance with the Gen 2. But if you're on a strict budget, just get the Gen 1. How many robot vacuum cleaners I've purchased over 200. Right now, I probably have 150. I've sent many back that I don't like or they're just junk. I've given many away. I've sold a few. Yeah, well over 50. So maybe I've got around 120 right now or so. But okay, do you recommend Roborock or Bissell? Roborock. That Bissell robot's very primitive. I had a J9, but then upgraded to the Dream. Ooh, thank you for that comment, family. That just, when I came from a J9 to a Dreamy X40, it was like night or day. Like it's a world of difference. And that's kind of why I did this channel, because a year and a half ago, people were still buying J9s. And that's when these other ones were first coming out. I'm like, why would you ever buy an old Roomba when these robots are so much more advanced? Do you recommend, I used to be all about Ecovacs because they made my first, they seemed good. Yep. V50 Ultra, P70, or L50 Ultra. You're not going to go wrong with any of those. I just don't know anything too much. I don't know about the P70. I just got it. I just purchased it last week, and I haven't unboxed it. But the good thing, Tink, is you're not going to go wrong with any of them, I'm sure. Let's see, make sure we're... I just want to verify prices. The Dreamy X60 Max complete, what, $1,300. That's a really good deal. Dreamy L60 Pro, $1,100. Do you recommend iRobot? No. No. I do not recommend any iRobot. I've got them all. And their current lineup, they're 2 years behind. I just don't know how else to say it. They got a long way to go. Roborock, Dreamy, Mova, these companies are all in on robots, and they are innovating. They're trying to make things better for us. It's pretty incredible what they're doing. It's sad that I can't recommend any iRobot. I root for them because they're the company that invented the Roomba. Get the P10 Pro Gen 2 over the S. No, don't get the L40S. Just get the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. If you get nothing else out of this video, get a Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. If you need to save a little bit of money, if you need to save $60, get the Gen 1. That's bottom line of this video. We can talk about the Mova V50 all day. Honestly, the price points of these Mova P10 Pros are incredible. It's even hard for a V50. You know, the V50 competes with some of the flagships, which these are thousands of dollars, but you can honestly spend $400 and get a really, really decent robot. And somebody left that in the comments yesterday, and I just need to keep remembering that. Robot fun. Our Shark, no, I don't recommend any Shark robot vacuum cleaners. They're old. Their app is old. It's frustrating. It lacks being able to fine tune it for your home. It's clunky. The robots are just underwhelming. Small batteries, cleaning patterns off. They will not. Shark needs to take a hard look. They just need to revamp. They carry too much forward from 2 years ago. The current model, the Shark UV, which is $1,000, carries forward the app from 2 years ago, carries forward the brush roller, suction power, the dustbin. It's incredible that they will not improve. Like Dreamy, Mova, and Roborock, even Eufy, even Narwhal, Ecovacs, these companies are actively trying to improve. They'll have flops. They've all had flops. But then they kind of realize it, and then they like, well, we're going to redesign that. Shark? In US, which brand and model do you recommend? Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. That is my top recommend. It actually is. Because most people are jumping in for the first time. Mova V50, great robot, $650. You get $200 worth of accessories. That brings it down to maybe $400, $500. You know, that's kind of a premium robot. Mova P10 Pro Gen 2, $400. The Gen 1's $340. What's your opinion on Ecovacs? I've had a love-hate relationship with Ecovacs. I purchased them with my own money, and I end up being left wanting more. And I can say that because while I have an Ecovacs, and then it'll give me a little problem, like, oh, that's kind of, I don't like dealing with that all the time. And I have robots where I don't deal with things. So that's where I come from. If Ecovacs was my only robot, it would probably be a pretty good robot. But when I have other robots and I'm like, well, I don't have to mess with them as much. I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to. So then it becomes to me like, well, they're not as good as robots that are really, really good. That's the bottom line. They may make a great robot, but I consider some of these other robots really, really better. Are the ones mopping safe for? Yeah, I haven't run into anything about scratching hardwood floors. These mop pads, even though they're pressing them down now, they're soft, they're wet. I have them constantly running in my home here at the studio for 2 years, over 2 years now. I haven't seen any damage at all. What is the most common thing on robots that fails? Well, I did a video on they lose their prime. The base station stops putting water in the robot. So you got to get a syringe and put water so the water pump loses its prime. LiDAR sensors, I've seen that kind of in the comments from summer. I've seen it a little bit. I haven't seen like a mop pad stop working, and side brushes fall off sometimes, but you just got to get the screw a little tighter. Honestly, I don't see a lot of failures. The Roombas, they just stop working, or you get so frustrated with them, you throw them out the window. Mova V50 is miles ahead of the, yeah, oh my gosh, that 705, what a flop. What a flop. Man, they should have recalled that. They should have taken that off the market. As they delivered that with a known problem. Now, I don't know if they actually knew or not, but it had a problem out of the box, and it needed to do an update. As soon as you unboxed it, it has to update, and the update is horrible, takes forever. Nothing's explained. Then you got to add these washers to it. That tarnished their reputation big time, because they're still promoting it. They're still selling it. It's a terrible robot. Like, if you want to protect your company, if you have a known problem with a robot, take it off the market. I don't care how many you've made. Don't keep selling it, because people are buying that robot. And I follow the forums on Facebook. I'm in groups of iRobot, and it is an overwhelming theme. People hate the 705. I mean, nothing but problems, which I've had nothing but problems with it. I still have mine, and it's junk. Okay, by the way, have you seen the device information option in the Mova settings? I think it's a bug because it's only one with a dot at the end, but Mova don't care about that. I don't know anything about the device information. Sorry. What's your reasonings why you like the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2? Price. There is so much to like about the Gen 1. What you're getting. So the Gen 1 has the same dock as the Gen 2, except for this can heat the water hotter. So you get an automatic dock that's going to wash the mop pads, dry them, auto empty the dustbin. It's got LiDAR navigation. It's got an optical avoidance sensor that's really good, a camera. It's got side brush reach. It's got mop pad reach. I can upgrade to the tri-cut brush. I've had this robot now for over a year, and I have myself purchased 3 of them. I've told my friends and family to purchase them. I check in with them. They're all doing great. Cost to maintain is low because it shares so many parts with so many other robots. So, excuse me, dustbin filters are low. Okay. So so what I just explained, it's a great robot. Okay. Well, if this was a $500 robot, then it would be mediocre. Mova, in their wisdom, lowers the price point to an amazing price point. This is $340 right now. Whew. I mean, I've got the list right here. And I've got a video where I describe all this list. There's nothing in the $400 price range that's even close to the amount of features. Now, and the app is easy to use. It just works. Like, you're just not going to have to mess with it. The Roombas are more expensive. I wouldn't get any Roomba. The P50 I wouldn't get. Even the Dreamy L40S I wouldn't get. I would get the Mova P10 Pro Gen 1. For me, it comes down to price. And now, if this was a junky robot and it was $300, I would not be recommending it. You're getting this is loaded with enough features that I would consider this about a $500 robot. If I paid $500 for it, I would not be mad. $340, mind-blowing what you're getting. I don't know how else to say that. It honestly is. And if you're coming from a Roomba, or if this is your first robot, you're going to be extremely, extremely happy. All right. I'm getting to them. Are you going to review the T90? I bought it, so yeah, it comes in Monday. LiDARs fail quite easily, but the thing you would think LiDARs fail more than they do, but I've only had one LiDAR issue on a Roborock, and it fixed itself. I kind of went in there and spun it, so maybe there was something sticking. My robot just got caught on a shoelace. Ooh. That's the thing about robots. I've had robots pick up towels, socks, shoelaces, carpets. The nice thing about it is it doesn't break the robot typically. I've never had like a shoelace get in there and wrap around to a point where it breaks it. You just take it out. You know, they're actually designed very well. I've never had a robot break from running over something. Final question. Do you recommend? I don't know what the DK700 is. I'm sorry. Z60. So the Z60 is a great mopping robot. I would recommend the Roborock Q-Revo Curve 2 flow over it. It handles pet hair a little bit better. The Z60 has a flaw with its auto empty path. So the dustbin picks up a bunch of dog hair. It tries to auto empty it, and it's got to go through a really skinny path, and it can clog. So that's my only complaint with it. And how it cleans the mop roller is a little different. It's kind of messy cleaning up the dock. So little quirks, but honestly, it's at our church in the basement. Our basement has an open floor plan, all hardwood floors, and it's performing very good there. So not a bad robot. It just has some quirks. D20 Plus, good for long. Yes, it is. Yes, the brush you recommended for cutting hair is for the Mova. It's for the single brush rollers. It works on the Mova or the Dreamy, but that D20 has this brush roller. It has the dual brush roller, which is good with pet hair. I think the GoVac 400, you can get the tri-cut. You can put the tri-cut brush on that. That might help prevent you from packing it up. But pack it up and get a Gen 2. Get a Mova P10 Pro, but you still got to get the tri-cut brush with pets. Yeah, that original Q-Revo was pretty cool, pretty revolutionary at the time. It has really low sucks. I have it too. People are asking about the T90. Well, you know, they may be because it does seem like a lot. I was kind of thinking that too. I'm glad you brought that up. I think they are. They're onto something. All righty. I'll give you a question that you know is the Narwhal Frio. They're older robots. They're, you know, is a Narwhal Frio something I would give my mom? No. I would give her a Mova P10 Pro. They're just a little quirky. They're not smooth. Their app is a little off. It's got some settings that are kind of not intuitive and hard to figure out sometimes. The P70s next week. It's a 12:30 a.m. Whoa. Sorry. It's only 9:30 here in the morning. I think I have the original Q-Revo, but it always clogs. Yeah, the original Q-Revo doesn't have a really strong auto empty. They improved these things. I've been eyeing the C28 E28 since I have. So you see a lot of, they promote the E28, E25, C28 very heavily. They're not high on my list. They're not good. They're not bad. They're just kind of right in the middle. So there's better robots, in my opinion. I was sold on the roller mop tech over spinning mops. That, it's not going to get into corners. I'm going to be doing a video on mop rollers versus spinning mops. It's not as drastic as you think. We're being sold mop rollers are just the whole thing. They're not. But we're being shown ads where clean water and dirty water are just coming on and going off. It is not that simple. In my testing, mop rollers do clean better, don't get me wrong, but not what we're thinking. And with the technology that the spinning mop pads are coming out with, they're doing just as good a job. And it boils down to, is there going to be a coffee mess on your floor? Probably not. Is there going to be spilt milk on your floor? Probably not. These robots are going to do everyday cleaning, clean up some water. T90, yeah, I should have bought that for sure. Having trouble choosing between the Mova. You know, if it's your first robot, get the P10 Pro Gen 2. The price. You know, the Curve 2 Flow is $700. This is $400. Does the Curve 2 Flow clean? Here's what you got to ask yourself. Does it clean $300 more? No. Maybe $100 more. maybe 200. I'd give it that. But $400, $700. Hope that answers, Stephanie. I hope that answered your question. We have the J9. Ooh, works well. There are much better robots out there than the J9 combo. 10:30 a.m. Wow. Just saw iRobot ad. Yeah, I know. That's funny. Are they putting the ad in the live stream? It would be a good place for them to put it, but not necessarily because I don't approve of any iRobot Roombas. Just bought the Z60 price. No, the Z60, if you don't have pets, I think it'd be a good robot for you. P10 Pro Gen leave strikes on shiny. You know, the flooring debate, that's a tough one for me to answer. Hard floors there's so many out there. And, you know, I mainly test, I don't have shiny floors, to be honest with you. I don't test these robots on shiny floors. And that's where robot mops struggle. They say the flat mops are better if you have shiny floors. I just read that. I can't prove that. I don't know anything about it. So shiny floors, robots struggle with. There's just no way around it. For a house with narrow hallways, lots of furniture and area rugs, yeah, I think the P10 Pro, I would probably get the original P10 Pro then. You want a little bit better navigation. What makes Mova better than Robot? Nothing. Price. Mova loves to put their stuff on sale. Like, at the end of the day, Dreamy, Mova, Roborock, they're highly competitive with each other. Now, Dreamy and Mova are the same company. I don't know how all that works, but you can tell they're the same company. But it comes down to features. Side brush, hot water mop washing. So then Roborock will have one that doesn't have hot water mop washing, but it's the same price as one that does over here. So then I'm like, well, if they're the same price, this is not a bad robot, but I'm going to pay this and get one more feature. That's what it boils down to. I don't know anything about a Eufy S3. The S2 video's coming out. It's okay. It's not life-changing. It's got some quirks. It's not going to be highly recommended by. Q-Revo doesn't do well with hair, tangles the brush, clogs. Yeah, but the newer Q-Revos have that split brush dual roller that do help. Still, yeah, V50 is still a top pick. But price, P10 Pro Gen 2. Here's the thing. P10 Gen 2, $400. V50, $650, but you get some parts. So let's bring it down to $500, maybe. Does the V50 clean $100 more than the P10 Pro Gen 2? No. It's got threshold climbing wheels, so if you need that, but the P10 Pro Gen 2, that's why things are so fluid all the time. It's all about price to me. Like, if I never took price into consideration, I would just say, these are the robots. But I love getting a sale. And that's what I've noticed about these robots. They are sales. I don't know how else to say that. I've reviewed coffee makers. I've reviewed other stuff. While they occasionally go on sale, these companies are actively competing against each other, and they're using price as their competitive advantage. Yep, you're going to love the V50. Thanks for using the website. Awesome. I'm glad the quiz helped you. Don't forget to check out the quiz. If you're having trouble finding a robot, go to my website, justadadapproved.com. Click the little green icon at the top. Answer 4 or 5 questions. It's going to walk you through, do you have pets? How many homes do you have? Or how many rooms do you have? And it'll give you my recommended robot. A big dog, but she sheds only short hair. You'll be all right then. I would get a Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. The Roomba J9 Plus is an awful robot. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, you put a P10 Pro right next to it, and it's night and day. Okay. All right. Same. Look, a chance on it though. Tina, yeah. That's what I always say. Keep your box. Amazon has a great return policy. If you don't like it, return it. That T90, I'm going to probably do it first. because everybody says it's really good. I have a really high standard, so please make sure you're on firmware when you start using. Okay, I always do all my updates. V50 or Curve 2 flow. Comes down to, do you V50 Curve 2 flow? Do you want a better mopping robot? Get the Curve 2 flow. Long-haired dogs, and I need upstairs unit to clean 4 bedrooms on carpet. And 2 tiled bathrooms. Robots struggle in bathrooms. Small bathrooms. We typically clean our bathrooms with a mop. They can't get around toilets. You got to take if you have rugs in there, you really need to take them up when it goes in there. So, but get a P10 Pro Gen 2 or get a P10 Pro Gen 1 for your upstairs. Honestly, $340. I mean, it's just so simple. If you get nothing else out of this video, get a Mova P10 Pro, either the Gen 1 or the Gen 2. It doesn't matter. Okay. I have reviewed lots of air fryers. I just haven't had time lately. I miss doing air fryer reviews. But they don't change like these do. I know the new Ninja one's got the glass one. It's okay. Okay. E30 Plus. Nope. Or get the Dreamy D20 Plus. I've had better success. I have the E30. It goes in and out of stock. Just get the D20 Plus. Thanks, Hobby Tech. Hi, how are you? Does the P20 have RGB camera? P20. I don't know. I'd like to know what is the best option. X40 Ultra or the L60 PE will be much better than the X40. Nothing wrong with the X40, but the X40 is a 2-year-old robot. Lower suction, single brush roller. The PE is going to have higher suction, and it's going to have the dual brush roller for pet hair, hands down. So my website, I'll type it in again. It's at the top of the chat. I just put a link into it, justadadapproved.com. If you type in just a dad website, it should take you right to it. Okay, I gotta see where I'm at. Okay, what's the advantages of? Okay, hold on. Okay, no way. I got the chance to see. Awesome. I'm glad. This was fun doing it in the morning. Normally I do them at night, but this has been fun. Okay, thanks for the jewels, Stephanie. I do appreciate it. How does the Z60 mopping work for tiles? Tiles, all robots struggle with if your grout joint is low. So if the tiles are even and you got a grout joint that's low, no robot's going to go into that joint. But for tiles, they do good. What's the advantage of the P50? P50, I would stay away from the P50. It's tempting, but they've had some issues with the front wheel. So, if we got better alternatives, just get the P10 Pro. The P50 can leave its mop pads back at the base station, which is nice. But personal question, do you have a... No, but I probably should have been an engineer, but I couldn't do college. I only got an associate's degree. I was an aircraft mechanic for 12 years. I worked on airplanes, corporate planes, but then I kind of went into the electrical part of the airplane. So I kind of became an electronics technician on airplanes, read schematics. And then I was kind of a troubleshooter on airplanes. And then I joined the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. I worked for them for 17 years as an electronics technician. I worked on like the landing systems, the radios that the controllers use, all kinds of electronics. So I have a really technical background. I was always a fixer when I was a kid. Everybody brought everything to me to fix or figure out. Back when VCRs were, I was always setting everybody's VCR, what time and schedule. So I do have a technical background, but I'm not an engineer per se. I really wanted, based on these reviews, but I wanted the home assistant and the other home automations. Yeah, I don't do a lot with the home assistant stuff. I need to do more of that. Sorry. Some robots you can speak right to them. All of them integrate with your speakers, your Siri speakers or your Amazon speakers. So they all integrate with that. Some do better than others, and I don't review that part of it. Ooh, thanks for the $6.99. Thank you. Wow. Parks. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice. That's why I do what I do. That's why I have a YouTube channel, to help people. My very first videos were to help people. And it's great. I love coming to work every single day. Is the Mova V50 worth the higher price? No, not unless you need the stair climbing wheels. Just get the Mova P10 Pro. I haven't done robot mowers are tough because of my budget. Purchasing these robots with my own money, robot mowers are thousands of dollars, and honestly, I don't have it in my budget to purchase. If I want to do something, I want to do it right. So I would have to go out and purchase probably like 10 of them to give you my honest opinion. So maybe in the future. Yes, thanks for hitting the like button. I do appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, that really helps out the video. Single brush rollers are better. Well, long hairs wrap around because there's a pivot point on each side. The dual brush rollers, they float on one side. So while these are actually better for long hair, I actually think in this bigger area for suction power, I think these do a really good job of actually vacuuming your home too. These manufacturers are really doing some good stuff for us, I consider. Do you think Z60 is good upgrade from the it's going to be a big upgrade from the E30. Yes, the Z60 is. But if you have pets, be careful. The Z60 will struggle with lots of pet hair. I know it sounds weird, but what car do you have? I have a Ford F-150. I had a Toyota Tundra for a while. I drove the heck out of it. I put like 150,000 miles on that. I had a Corolla that I put like 200,000 miles on. I used to have to drive an hour to work. Now I drive 5 minutes to work. So it's. But where was I at? Where's the truck question? My wife's got a new Tahoe, and it's amazing because it has the hands-free driving, which I was scared to death of, but it's got Super Cruise. I can't drive without it now. It's amazing. That is the future. The Super Cruise on the Chevy is very good. How long do you recommend emptying the dirty water tank? When it fills up, just empty it. I clean it out about once a month with soap and water. How much water should I put inside the clean water tank for the fill it up? The clean water tank, you just fill it up to about that much from the top. Small bleach tab in this dirty water tank. Okay, I'm not sure. I've never seen these bleach tablets. The denture cleaning tablets just work, and they're super cheap. So. Can you return? I don't know if you can return a Roomba. They maybe have an exchange program after 2 or 3 years. Here's another T90 question. I think it's a joke, but I don't know anything about the T90. Mova V50, I've had over a year of use with it, and I love it. I've bought one for my daughter. She loves it. I've got 2 of them myself. Putting something in the clean water tank, you can put a little bit of Shark vac mop solution in there, I say, or you don't necessarily need it though. Is the M50 overkill for a 600 square foot? I'm not sure what the M50 is. Let me know. As you're saying the V50, it's pretty overkill. Just get the P10 Pro. because $340. If you have a small apartment, $340, that robot's going to automatically vacuum, mop your house. Again, if you get nothing out of this video, get a Mova P10 Pro or a Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. That's bottom line. Their prices right now, what's going on, are incredible. We don't see this all the time. And they're just really, really good robots for that price. They're not a Dreamy X60 Max Ultra. They're not that good, but that thing's $1,300. I get a lot of requests for I can't say it. Eximo. They're just not available in the United States. Eureka, I've bought Eurekas in the past. They're just underwhelming. For dogs and all carpet, the Dreamy D20 Pro. Check my website, justadadapproved.com. I've got Best for Pets. I got a section for Best for Pets. I saw your face in Best Buy post for Mova vacuum. Yeah, Mova took my face and says, hey, Just a Dad recommends this. They asked, I said, yeah, that's fine. I do recommend it. I do. I mean, it's just the honest truth. Yeah, I didn't get paid for that. It's kind of exposure for me. I debated about that. Should I have asked for money? Not. I just said, use it. It's exposure for me. It's getting people to know, hey, this guy, Just a Dad, he reviews rope. Yeah, this is what I do. Now, I think in the future, to use my likeness, I may charge for that, but it will always be an honest. I will not take free products. I will not be sponsored. There's just way too much junk with that. It's so freeing. I can't tell you how freeing it is to just say what you want about these robots. Because at the end of the day, it's about you, the consumer. It's not about me. It's not about these companies. You know, if Mova starts making junky products, I'm going to dump them quick. Like I'll be going to the next. Who's making you a good product? That's at the end of the day. That's what companies should be concerned about. They should not be concerned about how many free products they got to get out, how many people we got to pay to say these are good robots. You make a good product, and the people are going to find it. That's bottom line. Mexico, but I live in Germany. Ooh, interesting. I hear there's a big sale. Yes, I think it's going on in Germany too. It's Prime Days. And the prices are really good on robot vacuum cleaners that we don't see all the time. V50, P70, and Roborock. Is there any you recommend? I recommend the V50. I don't necessarily know the Germany price. The P70, I don't. This must have gotten released in Europe earlier or something. I haven't unboxed mine yet. It looks to be a really good robot. I would get the P70 probably. Roborock, Q-Revo Curve, or the Edge are really good. Don't put bleach in plastic. Okay. I used to have an old Acura 2009 MDX. Yep. I did a bunch of videos on it. It was pretty cool. Just trying to help people. It was like, where's the gas tank? How to change the headlight? It was just fun stuff. What are premium? I just used your link to get the Mova P10 Pro. Thank Jen. Yay. Thank you. Tribble. If this is your first purchase of a robot vacuum cleaner, you did a good job. You're going to be in good shape. I have all the videos on it. If you're intimidated by it when you first get it, I'll show you how to set it up step by step. I show you how to clean it. You're in good hands. You're in good shape. You're going to love it though. Again, you get nothing else out of this video, get a Mova P10 Pro, Gen 1 or Gen 2. Unsealed wood, so mopping is out of the question. Then just get a Dreamy D20 or D20 Air. Hope that helps. A1X. Good day, sir. What would your advice on a new robot vacuum for $600? I can get the Roborock Curve Edge on discount. Yeah, the Edge 2 is a good robot. And that seems like a good price. I would get it. Edge 2 or Mova V50. I currently have an older S7 with no dock, and it's done well. If you like Roborock, just get the Roborock again. You're familiar with the app. Get the Edge 2. Vinegar in clean water tank to kill roller and track mop odor. I don't know anything about that. Sorry. I've heard of that, so I don't know. The cleaning tablets. Ooh, yeah, I could put a link in the cleaning tablets. Oh. I'll put a link to them. There it is. Okay. All right, lots of questions coming in. I'm going to get to them. Fill the water tank with water. You can put a little bit of solution in there. I'm not going to review Examio or Eureka probably. Sorry. The killer of my brush heads have been those clear plastic fasteners. Yeah, they wrap like hair, but cut the, ooh, yeah, the rubber. I have seen damaged rubber. I wouldn't be worried. You're not going to have any problem. You're going to love the Mova V50 over the P10. It does a better job. When you do a mopping only event, you're going to be very happy you got the Mova V50 because it's so quiet. I love my Mova V50. The Bespoke, I don't know if I'll be getting it or not. I mean, Samsung, really, I don't know if you're committed to robots. I don't like getting where manufacturers jump in and jump out. That's not a commitment to me. My toddler's clothes and toys with them. Yep. On fence, Gen 1, have lots of pets. We'll get tri-cut on either. Yep, that's good. I need the best for pet hair. Well, the best for pet hair is going to be the Gen 2. It's got higher suction power. And muddy floors, then it's a no-brainer. Get the Gen 2 Slayer X8432. You get to run yours at night with the dogs up. Your dogs are up at night? Oh, boy. I watched your videos on coffee makers. Yeah, I did a lot of coffee makers, and it helped me feel confident about getting the bun speed brew. Yeah, that was what my dad had. I grew up watching my dad make coffee with the bun. Very sentimental, but it's quirky. Like, I never realized it has this big tank in the back that keeps the water hot, and the whole way it brews coffee is completely different than everybody else. And my dad swore by that coffee. He thought it always tasted really good from a bun. So, and their company's an hour away from my home. Little reminiscent. Thank you for that. Some advice, please. Below 1,000. No pets, just 2 little carpets. 3 childs. Hello from Colombia. Whoa, I'd get the Roborock Curve 2 Flow. You're mostly hardwood floors. I ordered the Dream D20. Awesome. Glad you were able to get the D20. Yeah, the D20, there's a Pro and a Plus. There's a Pro Plus and a Plus. Either one's fine. The Pro has the side brush that reaches in the corner, which Z60, I would wait for the Z70 because the Z60, if you have pets, it does struggle a little bit, auto emptying. Okay. What would you pick between the Curve 2 Pro or Narwhal Flow? I don't recommend the Narwhal Flow, so that's easy. Narwhal Flow, I had nothing but problems at my house with it. And it wasn't the unit. I had 2 units. I called customer service, and it was a big mess. Yeah, I mean, you can empty it off. I let my tanks fill all the way up. Just watched a bunch of Prime Day deals. I don't see the V50. The V50, for some reason, doesn't have the red Prime Day sticker, but it's a great price. It's the lowest price I've seen. I don't know why that is. That's a mystery to me. What is the best bang for the buck? Mova P10 Pro Gen 2, $400. Mova V50, $650. I did the Dirt Devil robots. They're just very, very basic. Nothing to write home about. You're doing a great job. For all of us as a dad, I want to say thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. If you need any help with your website, happy to help. Ooh, the website is challenging. I had to do a nationwide search. I picked a local company in St. Louis, and they couldn't do it. And they're kind of a big company, and I had to go nationwide. My website is pretty complicated, and it took 6 months. So I appreciate the offer. Ooh, you're new. Okay. Any thoughts, Edge, for a first robot? Yeah, you're going to love the Q Revo Edge. It's what my son has. Although every time I go there, he won't fill the tanks up. I'm like, it just sits here if you don't fill the tanks up. What do you see the future? I see stair climbing this year or next year. I see them only getting better. Navigating better. I mean, these help us. There's no way around it. I mean, this gives us time back in our life. I'm excited about it. That's why I jumped in this 2 years ago. Wow, they're actually making some that you don't have to vacuum your house anymore. You don't have to mop. Like, we're getting time back in our life. It's only going to get better. Why are many premium robot vacuumers shifting from dual side brushes to a single? The dual, I think, is overrated because they're the cleaning pattern. They get I don't think the single one that you just need it when it goes up against the wall. If you have a second one, it's got the possibility to get into more trouble. Ooh, the L30 hybrid. I want a big upgrade. V50, yep. P70, yep. Edge 2. I would get the Edge 2 for that price. Hope that helps. Febreze. Looking for the best with pets. 3 kittens, a combo. Is the V50, yep. Get the P10 Pro Gen 2 for pets. Upgrade to the tri-cut brush. I think you're going to be, or get the Mova V50. $400, $650. Where's your budget at? M12 Plus to Mova P10 Pro. Oh, yeah. You're going to love it. M12, yeah. Mova P10 Pro, you're going to love. Do you think it would be cheap to make a room? I know my wife says I need to make a robot, but it's super. I can only imagine how expensive it is to make a robot. There's no way I'm going to make a robot. Dirty water tanks start smelling. Yep. Do you still like Q10? The Q10, it's approved by me. It's small apartment. It might be okay. For that price point, $240, you might as well get a Mova P10 Pro Gen 1. It washes the mop pads automatically. That one, you got to take the mop pad on and off yourself, and it doesn't lift it very high. All right. R10, Dreamy D20 Pro, when it has plus name, yeah. When it has plus and Pro in the name, does it arm go out in corners? The Pro is what makes it go in the arm, is the model that has the arm that goes in the corner. The Pro. They both have plus. Do you still like Q10? Nope. I hate having to move all my cords and such before I vacuum. Which is the best for catching and avoiding cords? The original P10, I don't move my cords, to be honest with you. There's a couple areas where, like under a computer, I put a no-go zone. But Mova P10 Pro Gen 1, I don't remove my cords. Greetings from Florida. How's it going? The V50 is also nice. It'll avoid your cords too. They both have really good optical avoidance. New here. Oh, I love new here. Christine, do you like the Roborock Q10? It's not a buy for me. I mean, it's approved on my website, but I'm looking at it. $264. It's got a mop pad on it, but it's not a good mopping robot. You got to take the mop pad on and off yourself to clean it. So I consider that like a vacuum only robot. And for a vacuum only robot, I consider the Dreamy D20 or the D20 Plus Air. I hate having to move all my cords. Yep. I don't move my cords. Oh yeah, we already did that. Yep. There are only a few of us robot vac type of people that actually see the value of these things. None of my family will ever. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I sense that a lot. I tell people what I do, and they're like, people want to buy robot vacuum cleaners. I get that. I can't get my mom to have one. I'm like, Mom, I'll give you one. Like, I've got so many. I'll put one in your house. I'll set it up. I'll do all the work. Like, nope, she doesn't want one. But my mother-in-law has one and she loves it. This is going to be a weird request. Are there any vacs you'd without a better roller? Without? I don't know much about without a brush roller. I'm an odd duck. Yep. I review robot vacuum cleaners for a living. I love what I do because it's helping people. You know, that's the biggest thrill, is like demystifying something. Like, that's why I did coffee makers for so long. It's like, it was a mystery. It was a mystery to me. And I take that as an example. Like, if it's a mystery to me, it's going to be a mystery to other people. Yeah, sure, there's people that know about coffee makers and all that, but there's also thousands and millions of people that don't. And so taking a subject and like dive in, like I hyper focus. I'm sure it's something ADHD or something, but I've pretty much hyper focused on robot vacuum cleaners, and that's what I'm doing. So again, be sure, hit the like, subscribe button right there. Hit the notification button if you want to see new videos when I release them. Here's another T90 question. I have it. I bought it. I'm going to be reviewing it next week. I don't know anything about it. It seems like beyond just the liquid pickup, the downward force of spinning mop pads allows them to. I completely agree with this. This is Slayer I8432. I completely agree with that. I mean, mop rollers, while they do clean better, not that much better. And the Gen 2 opened my eyes to where when they push these mop pads down and they heat the water up really hot, game changer. So, best RoboVac. Well, best, I always consider price, Mova V50, but the Dreamy X60 Max Ultra is probably the best. It's pretty attractive. I mean, already have a Roborock and need a second unit. It will be annoying. 2 apps. I'll get a Mova. Yeah, it won't be as annoying as you think, but I would probably, it's easier to stick with a Roborock. So if you have a Roborock, just get another Roborock. Then you just swipe left or right to pick, and you know the app. The P10 Pro Gen is better. And if you know the Roborock app, the Mova app is they're pretty close, pretty similar. Okay. Renner, I have only hard time tiles. I need the best mopping vacuum secondary. You hated the flow so much, but it was the best wet cleaning. No, I mean, honestly, the Curb 2 flow, in my opinion, mopped better than the flow. there's a lot of hype over the narwhal flow. I don't see it. I mean, I think they send a lot of products out for free. I'm just guessing. I don't know that for sure. But there's a lot of people that say it's the best thing in the world. A lot of influencers. I don't necessarily see it. Now, there's some people that buy them and like them too. Again, I've had multiple robots, so I have a high standard. So if we have alternates we can buy, that's where I come from. And I have a great experience with the Narwhal, the Roborock Curve 2 Flow. It's got the mop roller. I think it does a great job. It's easy to maintain. It does great with pet hair. It's a little big, but and it's on sale for $700 right now. So again, I've had both. I had a better experience with the Curve. Best bagless dock. The Dyson, but the robot's just okay. It did get my sticker seal of approval, but just barely. The Ecovacs N20E is a vacuum only. Bagless is just tough. I get it. I get bags are expensive. You know, I think the average price is like what, $2 every 2 months. So, Gen 2. Good night, past 1 a.m. See ya, Blaze. Thanks for staying up. How much PAs? I don't know how much the S8 Max V Ultra is an older robot. Dock's hard to clean, lower suction power. I think there's better robots out there now, unless it's all that's available. Do you test the robots? Do you test how long the robots last on one charge? My old Roomba. I get this a lot. People are worried about battery. I don't do necessarily battery testing because there's so much subjectivity. Because these robots, do you have it on carpet boost? When it's on carpet, it raises the suction to high. How much carpet do you have? I have around a 1,800 square foot home, and all the robots that I test have to go back and charge at least once. The Shark, it had to charge 3 times, so the Shark has a really low battery, but I've not noticed a big, because here's the thing, in my opinion, I have them clean when I'm not there. So they'll go clean and then they go back and recharge and then they finish it. And so it's really not, in my opinion, it's not that big a deal because they have a feature where they automatically go back and start up where they finished. But keep in mind, the bigger the battery, the heavier the robot. I don't want to have heavy robot because you do have to pick them up sometimes. What's your favorite things about the Dyson? It cleans really. The mop roller is really good. It's easy to work on. It was a joy to kind of like do the maintenance on it. The auto empty feature is amazing. Long hair pickup was really good. The dustbin, the bagless portion of the dock, but it's out of stock right now. That thing goes in and out of stock. I don't like that. But it was an enjoyable thing. It's just tall, and so it kind of bumps into a lot. And the lidar is lower than the robot. The robot's this tall, and the lidar is right here. So I want the lidar to be up higher, so it's not bumping into us stuff. I got the TikTok mop robo pickup mop. Novak. It's very strange. Not a fan of it. Does not self-clean. I'm not even sure. Yeah. They sell a lot of robots on TikTok. Eufy is the king of TikTok live streams. Wow. Every time I go on TikTok, there's a Eufy live stream. And they're promoting the heck out of those robots. Hello. Mova P10 Gen 1 is better for cords. Yes, I agree. Than the Gen 2. It's got a better optical avoidance sensor. Robot vacuums that pick up things with the arm stuff is futuristic. It's cool when it works, but it works 2 out of 10 times. Nothing to write home about. Not life-changing. I only see the Dream D20 Air Plus. The Air is different than the Plus. Yeah, but the D20 is better than the D10. Yeah, the D20 for $200, the D20 Air you're going to love. Christine. Why buy so many Ecovacs instead of the X12? Sorry. I'm not sure what the question is. Would you prefer P10? This is a great question. I think people are asking this just to be funny, but the P10, the Gen 1, I would get the Gen 2 over the Gen 1 because it mops better. Last night, I ended up ordering the Dreamy L50. That's going to be a great robot. Nothing wrong with it. I have been influenced by the paid influence. Yeah, I get it. To get the T90. Okay. It did look good and the price was right. I was avoiding Ecovacs, the roller that just, okay. Low arc T8K. I'll give it a try. Fair point. I would get woken up at night thinking it finished, but it just charged and restarted. But I can clean during the day. No big deal. Thanks. Yeah, I don't find the battery life, other than the Shark when it has really low battery life. That was annoying. But they all will go back and recharge and pick up. That's the thing about these LiDARs, the map. They know right where they left off. So they go right back to where they left off and finish. I only see the D20 Air combo plus mop. Is it better? Yes, it's better. Christine, I would just get the D20 Air. It's going to be fine. Dyson I got to get that V16. It looks pretty cool. I got to get back into cordless robots. I just have not had time. I got to get back into cordless vacuum cleaners. I got a Eufy off TikTok about a year ago. It was the S1 Pro. Love it. Yeah, that's a good robot. At the time, that was a really cool robot. Yep. Nothing wrong with the S1 Pro. Just lacks some features. Thank you for your hard work, testing, and honest reviews. Your answer to my questions earlier helped me save money and decide. Just went ahead and, yeah, if you get nothing else out of this, you get a P10 Pro Gen 2. All the questions, all the debate. If you can't think about it and you just want to get a robot, get a Mova P10 Pro. What would you prefer? P10 Pro? I would prefer the Gen 2. Shark may have spinning mop pads before. Yeah. Shark, give me a call. I'll help you through your problems. I got a list of what a good robot should have and be, and I'll give it to you. You got to get rid of what you're doing now. Yep, I agree with that. I think Mova will have a mop roller under $600. Mova loves to cut price. Okay, Legend. I'm looking for a robot that efficient navigation, good optical avoidance, good for pet hair. I don't really plan to use the mop features. Also, quiet operation is a big plus. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of vacuums that are quiet that vacuum only. Maybe get the D20 Air. Yeah, I've seen those LaFont robots. Man, their old robots were just cringeworthy. But I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'd get the Gen 1. You can't go wrong with the Gen 1 at your grandma's house. Plus, it has a camera. If she gives you access, you can check in on her. I ordered the Mova V50 complete. Awesome. You're excited. I would be excited too. You're going to love it. You weren't the OG, but you own the block. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. How good is the Dream D20? That's it's a vacuum only. It's got a mop pad. Don't install it. It's got really high suction power. I mean, it's not going to do great with pet hair. It's a $200 robot. It's not life-changing, but it'll get back to the dock. It's got an easy app. Yes, the D20 is better than the Q10, especially if you're coming from a Roomba. Christine, don't be afraid. Get the D20 Air. Props. Thanks, props. What does the P10 do well that you recommend over other ones in price range? Mops better. It pushes its mop pads down. It washes the mop pads with almost boiling hot water. It's got a really good app. It's got really high suction power. It's got an all-in-one base station. Parts to buy to keep this thing running are cheap because it shares so many parts with other robots. I've got almost a year on the P10 Pro Gen 1, and it's amazing. So that would be cool. Hi, Dad. Have you tested Ecovacs T90 Pro? Okay, so people are being funny now. I bought it. I'm going to review it tomorrow. I heard Vacuum Wars helped Shark make the IQ self-empty years ago. Hey, that was cool. That'd be a cool project. Hey, Shark, I would love to help you make a robot to compete with Mova. You're a household name, but your robots are lacking. But you're good. You make good upright vacuums and stuff. The P10 Pro Ultra Gen 1 doesn't mop well. I mean, it mops okay. Again, $320. Is it the best mopping robot? No. But for that price. Bought the Mova lawnmower directly from them. Got enough of their reward. Wow. Got a V50 from it. Can't wait to replace the S. Oh, if you replace the S9, amazing. How good is the Z60? It's good. It struggles with pet hair. The P50, I don't think is better than the Gen 2. I would get the Gen 2 over the P50. Owning the block means that you have dominance over the robot vacuum. Oh, I learned something today. Owning the block. I've never heard that. Dominance over the robot vacuum review industry. Well, I appreciate that. Have you ever had an issue with any robot getting hair clogged behind the roller or comb near the membrane? Nah, they do occasionally. Like sometimes all robots, depending on how much dog hair is on the floor, they all will clump up sometimes. Shark, I have seen that on quite a bit. The Roombas, I've seen that on quite a bit. If price is not a factor, robotic arms. Then just get the P10 Pro Gen 2. If you don't need the robotic feet on the Mova V50, just get the P10 Gen 2. Have you had an issue with best? Yeah, mop. Yeah. Have you tried the SIBO? No. Or Recar? Nope. I never even heard of them. They're the best vacuums on the planet. Are these robots? What was your first robot? A Shark. A Shark robot was my best, and at the time it was pretty cool because it had LiDAR. No, maybe it was the IQ. I don't know. I can't remember. I know it was a Shark. I have a video on it. It's pretty old. Worst. Oh, I love this. The world's worst robot is the iRobot Roomba Essentials. They should be embarrassed they made that. That thing's a terrible robot. And they loved it and they promoted it and I'll see it pop up for sale and I'm like, why are you still selling that? People are literally going to be throwing that out the window because they hate it so much. I love that question. It's very easy to answer. And right behind it is the Roomba 705. Best for plus or minus $1,000. Oh, I might get the Dreamy L60 Pro Ultra. I found using a handful of handheld steamer works great. Clean parts. Yeah, I never thought about that. I'll have to try that. No, they're not robots. They are uprights. Okay, I need to try them. Thank you, D20 Air Plus. And then what letter? There are a few. I'm not sure. D20 Air Plus and then what letter? Yeah, the room is literally Yeah, I wanted to smash my Essentials so bad because it just would just drive you like nuts. C28 thoughts, Dad. Good question. It's not a buy for me at 568. The C20. I've got it for 449 on Amazon right now. But for 500 bucks, I mean, I get the Mova V50 or Dreamy L40S Ultra or the Roborock Curevo S5E. There are such better robots than that. It's not a bad robot. It just lacks some features that help make it a better robot. When will you test the 70 series Mova? Next week? You're a lovable. Oh, I hate most influencers. Yes, you're a reviewer, good at as it gets. Oh, I appreciate that, Tellis. Thank you. I try to do what I do. I try to give you my honest opinion. At the end of the day, it's a little subjective. You know, I get a feeling for these robots. I can't help but inject my feelings into it, but I'm not influenced by the manufacturers. I've had better experiences with Dream, Mova, Roborock. And when I get these Ecovacs and when I get Narwhals, I've had bad experiences. So I'm a little biased, you know, but I got high standards. So is the Z60 worth 700 bucks? Yeah, I'd get the Curve 2, Roborock Curve 2 over the Z60. It's 700 bucks also. As a vacuum, P10 Gen 2 is better. Yes. I'm worried it won't detect the cables. I mean, I have cable. I mean, the Gen 2, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it ran over everything because it avoided cables. Will the Gen 1 avoid cables better? Yes. But at my home, I didn't pick my cables up and the Gen 2 did just fine. What is your favorite video to make? Ooh, I love this question. I'm starting to like live stream more. I'm going hoarse, but the live streams are fun. I'm really starting to like my final review because I'm doing B-roll now and I've got my scorecard. So I talk, then I show you the robot at my home. I do a voiceover. I'm starting to like those final reviews. Yeah. And then the sale videos. I just did a Prime Day sale video 2 days ago. Like, so when Prime Days happen, here's my workload. I kind of know some of the sales ahead of time. They show us where we can't say anything. But then when the day comes, I get here about 5 a.m. I look at all the sales and then I grab the robots and then I make a video and I write them all down. And I'm like, once you write all the sales down, then it becomes, oh, there's the buy, there's the buy, there's the buy. Okay. Then you grab the buys, and then you just do a video, like, because you're saving people money. Like when I did a Prime Day video, it's 18 minutes long. You can go check it out. It's quick, simple. Here's the products to buy. I don't go real heavily into them, but those are fun to make. The unboxings and first looks are getting super boring for me. I have set up on camera over 100 robots, and it is hard to do. I know it's important and I know it's helpful, but whew, the comparisons are hard to do. Yeah. That's a good question. I appreciate that. The 10, I'm not a fan of the 10. I like the 10R. It's easier to clean the dock. The dock's really hard to clean on the 10. The vibrating mop pad is loud. It's zzz because it's vibrating. How much will the 70 series cost? I don't know. I forgot what I paid for the P70. I think the prices are pretty good. All right. Curevo S Pro, Gen 2, S5Vs. I would get the Gen 2, hands down. Mova P10 Pro Gen 2 over both of those. Do you typically put any Shark vac mop solution in the Mova V50? I used to. I haven't recently. I kind of rely on the solution tank now. I'm just getting lazy. I'll put it in the solution tank, though. Can you do more behind the scenes live streams? Yep. Filming the long form videos when you set up different products. I'll try. I'm looking to buy a new robot for a 1,300 square apartment, which has laminated floors and carpeted rooms. Can you suggest get the Mova P10 Pro, Gen 1 or Gen 2? That's a perfect scenario for it. You're going to love it. It is so simple. $340. Go check out my website, justadadapproved.com. Look at my sales icon. Click on that. Scroll down. I do use affiliate links. So if you purchase a product off of my website or in this video, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from that sale. I appreciate everybody's support. I don't accept free products. I don't get paid to do reviews. Not sponsored. I just earn a living off of the commission sales. So I do appreciate everybody's support. Wish we would have heard about the Gen 2. Lost respect. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry, Tellus. Sorry for many questions, but do you think the tri-cut brush will be fine? Yeah, the tri-cut brush works great on the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. And I put a link to it in the chat to the generic tri-cut brush. He's right. I get one. Yeah, Colton, I agree. It's the best. How's the coffee business going? Hope you're ready for heat wave Midwoods. Yeah, I know. Coffee, I'm not doing coffee maker reviews, so it's hard to do a robot review and say, hey, by the way, I have coffee. Go buy my coffee. So I don't push it. It was easier when I was doing coffee maker reviews to set it, say, here, I sell coffee. I'm doing a coffee maker review. I thought I would be doing coffee maker reviews for a long time, and I just got out of that. So I sell probably 10 to 20 coffee sales a month. Nothing to write home about. What would you buy? 1,200 square foot apartment with 3 long-haired dogs. Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. I sold a 7 Max and I did buy an Edge 2. It mops better. I agree. Edge 2 will mop a lot better than the S7 Max. Thank you. Ordering now. Robot Cleaner C9G. Thank you. Rant more, please. Oh, I don't like the rant. No, the DJI, I'm looking at it. It's in my storage room. It's a boat anchor. I'm so disappointed in that company. I feel like I got scammed. You know that feeling when you get scammed, like there's nothing you can do, but you lost money. That's what I feel like with that. So I'm not even dealing with it. I'm putting it on my mind. Price no object. What do you need? Oh, well then if price is no object, then just get a Dreamy X60 Max Ultra. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, Colton. And guys, don't forget to check out Colton Vacuum Collection. Go check out his website. Click on his little icon there. He does vacuum cleaner reviews. They're pretty cool. He brings a whole different perspective to it that I appreciate. So be sure and check out his website or his YouTube channel. Okay. What is the biggest marketing line gimmick? I think right now is mop rollers. And that's why I'm going to do a video on it, because what we see, the pictures that they show us on a mop roller are, clean water, and then all the dirty water gets scraped off. That is not the case with mop rollers. That's probably the biggest marketing line. Our mop rollers, that as the mop turns, that all the dirty water gets scraped off and you're only left with fresh water. That's probably the biggest marketing lie, because that's what I think people are like convinced that mop rollers are just the only way to go. I would go with the Curve 2 Flow. It mops better. But if you need something to go over thresholds, get the Mova V50. It would be, if I could throw one out the window, it would be the Roomba Essentials. P10 Pro Gen 2. Oh, it's night and day. The P10 Pro Gen 2 is night and day over the D20 because this one, it actually mops. The base station washes the mop pads. It's not even close. I appreciate it, Jerry. Thanks for your reviews. I love that you don't push the highest end, most expensive thing. Even though you get paid off commission, it makes me feel you actually care. I do care. I mean, I've always been concerned about price. I mean, I live in the Midwest. I did not grow up rich. I'm not rich now. Price has always been a concern. And it's just, I don't know how else to say that, you know. These are super expensive robots. And what is really, when I've reviewed the more expensive robots, and then I'll have a Mova P10 Pro, and somebody even commented this yesterday. They're like, I've got the $1,400 X60 and I've got the P10 Pro, and the P10 Pro does almost as good a job as the X60. I agree with that. Now, the X60 does do a better job, but it just doesn't do a $1,000 better job. I mean, that's not what we see. And so that's the common dads don't waste money. Dad common sense approach, you know, unless you really want those fancy features, don't get an X60 Max Ultra. I mean, I grew up in a small town. I mean, small town, 1,000 people, 10 people in my graduating high school class. High school's not even there anymore. Things were different back in the 80s. Very, very different. Okay. Yeah. I have videos hating on Roomba too. Oh, I don't think you should be recommending the, okay. On the P10, do you have to have the lights on? I never have the lights on. Mine do it during the day. They recommend to have the lights on. I haven't noticed that to be that big of a deal with lights on or off. I don't think you should be recommending P10 for pet owners without the dual divide. I have found now the tri-cut brush really does work good with pets on the P10. I don't have 3 Huskies or something to try it out on, but with my pet, it did okay. Why was the money no object vacuum, and why is it the best? It's really, I mean, it's these 3 all compete with each other. Saros 20, L60 Pro, and X60 Max Ultra. It's a toss-up, honestly. They're all thin. They all have robotic legs. They all leave their mop pads. They all wash with hot water. Dreamies does something a little better. They wash with almost boiling hot water, which I think helps. It's really, really a toss-up with those 3. So when it's a toss-up, then we look at price. And right now, you can get the X60 Max Ultra Complete for $1,300. It comes with about $200 worth of accessories. That brings it down to around $1,100. So it's the one to get. The Roborock Saros 20 does not throw parts in with their kit. I think is a mistake. Parts are like, when robot manufacturers throw this stuff in, you are going to need it. Like, I don't know how else to say it. You will have to replace this. You will have to replace these. So they're giving you free money when they throw these in with the robot. Roborock is notorious for not putting parts in. Mova was the first company to do this. And I think the other manufacturers saw how, like, ooh, because we're about price. Because we can choose. It's not like it's price is going to be a concern when you're on a level playing field. Now there's Eufy, Ecovacs, and Narwhal, which they're not on this playing field, in my opinion. Mova, Dreamy, Roborock all have the playing field set. It's pretty level, you know, slight differences here or there. Well, if the playing field's level, then why would we not look at the price? I mean, I don't want to spend more just for what? And I think they know that. What would you suggest? Z60, L60 PE they're having might suggest a better price range. I can possibly make that. I would get the L60PE. Yep. Z60 only clean with clean water. I don't know about that yet. How does the Amazon warranty work? So I bought the Amazon warranty. I think it's Alliance. I had to use them about 2 months ago. And so you call them directly. It doesn't go through Amazon. And they send you, they want you to send pictures. So you got to send pictures of the fault, describe what's going on. Then they send you a label for UPS. You got to box it up. They don't send you a box, but they give you it's free shipping. But you got to take it to a UPS store. So I did that. Man, they have a tracking progress online where you can see, oh, they received it. They're looking at it. And about 3 days later, they gave me my money back. They get in a gift card. So the money you received back was a gift card to Amazon. It wasn't cash. So that's how it worked. It was very smooth. I had to call once or twice. I talked to a person. It wasn't automated. I recommend the Amazon warranty, the Alliance warranty. I do. Gen 2 homie, we love you. Tell us, you were giving me some grief earlier. You said I was disrespectful or something. Maybe that wasn't you. I don't know. What do you think the most underappreciated feature on a robot Hoover is? Mop pad reach. I think it works. And the ones that don't do it, well, then you don't clean up next to the walls. It's such an easy thing that's so proven. Mop pad reach right up against the wall. Just got the upgrading of Ecovacs Deepa. Excited to try it out. Thanks. Hey, let me know how it goes. Dreamy X60 Match Ultra Curve 2 Flow for mopping and sticky messes. Get the Curve 2 Flow. Yep. If you want mopping, it's hard to beat the Curve 2 Flow. Not even kidding. Yesterday, I got home from picking up Raising Cane's. I love Raising Cane's. And while I had it, just watched your stream yesterday. So, hello. Just a dad approved. Yes, that's me. I just emptied my robot, dirty water tank, and it was gross. Yeah. How about the P10 Pro Ultra? Well, I haven't unboxed it yet. I think this just became available in the United States. I just bought it. Again, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. I use affiliate links. If you purchase a product off of my website, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. I purchase these robots with my own money. I don't take paid sponsorships. I don't take free products. I personally can't recommend the UPS 1 series enough. Yeah, the S1 is a really good robot. I mean, for its time, it's a year-old robot. It lacks some things, but it's not a bad robot. There's just better robots. Hello. For a house with 2 levels, do you have no, you have to bring just the robot. It's not as easy as you think. So you leave the base station. If you have multiple floors, you have to leave the base station on the first floor or wherever you want. You grab the robot, you take it up to the other floor, you have it map that floor, and then you edit the map. But before you take it up to that second floor, you got to manually go into the app and do a mop pad wash, and then take it up there, hit clean. It will only clean so long. It's going to run out of water, or the dustbin may fill up. You got to grab it, take it back to the dock, do an auto empty. It's a little bit of a hassle on your part, but it can do it. It just takes some work. I would recommend the Mova P10 Pro for levels. If you want to do first or second floor, Mova P10 Pro. I'm probably the biggest Hoover vacuum fan you'll ever know. I'm dying for them to make a robot. Oh, Hoover? Yeah, good luck. I don't think they will. If they jump in, it won't be much. These companies, they're all in. They want to dominate the market. I can tell you that, because the way how aggressively they do things. That's why Shark can't keep up. Thoughts on the Z60? It's a good robot. It struggles with pet hair. I'm good. How are you, Rabbi? I can't say the handle, but it's 449 Hinkerson. I'm good. How are you? I live in a small apartment with all hardwood floor, no rugs, small dog, live in a country that so some dirt comes in. I won't last, but be easy to maintain. Get the Mova P10 Pro. I'm be honest with you. Small apartment, Gen 1 P10 Pro. It's going to do a great job. I've got 2 golden retrievers, white with long hair. Ooh, boy. Concrete floors and some area rugs. I have a Costco membership. The Costco robots change a lot, but they have a Q Revo Plus, I think. You're gonna want the one. So when you go to Costco, get the Roborock that has the split brush dual roller. I forget what it's called. They have ones with single brush rollers, but if you have pets, you want that split. I have some Costco videos. You can search my YouTube channel, just to add Costco. Yep, I love Raising Cane's. Okay, hold on. Okay, feeling nice. How are you? I'm doing good. It's Thursday morning. 3rd day of Prime Day. So I'm doing a live stream because of Amazon Prime Days. We can get some really good robot vacuum cleaners. Oh, sorry about that. Tell us. Yeah, that's okay. P50 Pro, V50. I would get the V50 over the P50. Yeah. Colton, I get that. The Roombas do have some pretty cool features, but yeah. Based on your recommendations, I got the Air Pro 200. What's your opinion? I don't have an opinion on the T90. It seems like a good price, but I got to review it, and I don't have it. Dreamy L40S AE is one of the highest rated cheap vacuums. Can you recommend it? Yeah, it's a good robot. I don't know what's available in your country. I would get the P10 Pro Gen 2 over the AE. Sadly, the P10 Pro isn't available. Yep, sorry. Okay, what is available? Curve 2 Flow. Yep. I would get the Curve 2 Flow. Just started my UFC 20, more or less paid $52 for it. Yeah, that's a pretty cheap robot. Are you on social media? Yep. I'm on TikTok, Instagram. That's it. Sweet. I saw your review on the QX Ultra. Yeah, that's okay to get. Yep. Now, keep in mind, so this tiny pant, that's a funny name. You have pets. So I have a video that explains you have to do more work. In the app, you got to make more rooms. You got to have it auto empty more often. That thing will fail on you if you just have it clean your entire house in one day. You need to divide up the house into smaller rooms and schedule certain rooms for certain times of the day. You're wanting the robot to go back and auto empty more often with pets. So Tiny Pant, I hope that helps. If people get the Gen 1 immediately cover the interface screen. Nope. Mova V50 I would get the V50. Oh, wait for the, yep. UFS2. I have the UFS2 at my house. It's not life-changing. It's big. It's got some good things. It's got some bad things. It's got a really high price tag. So then that sets the bar pretty high, and it's kind of falling short of the price tag. I got the review coming on it. It probably will be just a dad approved, but very kind of like the Dyson, barely, not highly recommended. I am on Facebook too. Yeah. I have a Facebook group page. Why the Mova V50 or the Z60? Pet hair. That's the main thing. But if you don't have pets, maybe get the Z60. I just scored S8 Pro. Yeah, that's a pretty good price for used. Yeah. I need good mopping. Then get the Z60. If you want good mopping, get the Z60. Ooh, the V50 just went out of stock. Ooh. I'm not seeing it. They pushed the delivery date back to July 6th, but I'm not seeing it out of stock. This is the lowest price. This is the lowest price. I did the little Alexa shopping thing on Amazon, and this is the lowest price it's been in a year. It's not out of stock. Normally, it's been at $6.99 for a long time, but maybe in your country it is. Thank you for all you do. Easy Wrecking. You're welcome. What is a good robot roller? I have the UFS-1 Pro. Love it, but I tried the X9 Narwhal Flow Curve. Ooh, you returned the Curve Flow? What was wrong with the Curve 2 Flow? Oh, that's right. You said it didn't clean well. That's the one I recommend. I didn't mean to come across rude. Father Dragon. I have 2 dogs. Bought the tri-cut roller, and I didn't have tangles on the roller, but it left clumps. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm learning something. You had clumps from the tri-cut brush. Okay. And the S5V took away the clumps. Okay. That's good to know. Recommendation for a robot mop combo, mostly tile house with carpet rooms. Get the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. Get the Roborock's Curve 2 Flow. Check out my website, justadadapproved.com. I've got a sales icon at the top. You can click there. I do use affiliate links, so if you click on a link in this video or on that website, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. What's your opinion about the Narwhal Frio Z Pro? I didn't get it. Or do I have the Frio Z Pro? Yeah, it's cleaning patterns a little off. Narwhals are just off. It's just a feeling, you know, and I back it up with my videos. It's just when you have good robots that are good, the Frio Zs aren't bad robots. They just aren't as good. Okay. Thanks for all the tips. You will recommend your YouTube page to... Oh, I will recommend. Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate that. If you could hit the like, subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. Do you have a comparison video of V50 Curve 2 Flow? I don't. Besides the Roomba Essentials, the 705 was the most frustrating. The Roomba 705. Did I hit a good buy S8 Pro? Yeah. That's an old robot. For $200, that's okay. What do you think of the new Yeti? This spraying stuff, I don't know. It seems like a gimmick. I don't know that I need that. I mean, these sensors on the front, how good are they? I mean, I have hardwood floors in my house that have knots. So is it going to spray something on every single knot? Two and a half hours. This is setting a record. I've been live streaming for 2.5 hours. The Z60, I ran into problems with long hair. It has an auto empty. Where it auto empties the dirt and debris on the Z60, it's a smaller chamber, and so some hair would get constantly stuck in there. It's a good robot. It just has a design flaw for long hair. That's all. It's actually at my church right now in the basement, and it's open floor plan with all hardwood floors, and it's doing a great job down there. So it's not a bad robot. It just has a limit. Main difference between an Edge 2 and V50. Edge 2's a lot thinner and does a better job under floors. The Mova V50 has robotic arms. It can go over thresholds. That's the biggest difference. Let the guy go, people. Yeah, I know. Do you think real hot water mopping is coming soon? It would cost a ton. Boy, for a robot to have a heating element, it's going to have a pretty big battery. And I mean, they may try. I bet somebody's going to try it. You know, so these companies usually try things and they see how it goes. But maybe. I'm new internet, the channel. I've been watching all your videos this week. Awesome. I'm glad. I hope they're helpful. What's the best robot from Mova? The best robot from Mova, Mova V50 or the P10 Pro Gen 2? Well, I take that back. I forget it, the Mobius 60. I don't know that we need a base station that takes the mop pads and changes them out. The pads aren't different. I mean, they are, but they aren't, so I don't know that we need that, but the Mobius 60 is their best robot. Can you give a brief, detailed reason to choose curved tube flow? Well, yeah, it's the robotic arms. The V50 has feet it can deploy and lift itself over almost a 3-inch threshold. The curved tube flow doesn't do that. But the curved tube flow has a mop roller and it can mop better. Anything bad about the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2? No. I mean, it doesn't have a camera, and the navigation, because it doesn't have that, it's a little, it isn't as efficient. It's not bad. It just takes a little bit longer to navigate your home. Nothing obvious. I only noticed it because I put the map in ChatGPT. I took screenshots of the Gen 1 compared to the Gen 2. I fed it to ChatGPT and said, hey, how are these cleaning my home different? And it noticed it, but I didn't. Objective test like back. Yeah, my brain doesn't work like that. Vacuum Wars does a really good job of picking, putting down the stain and doing measurements and particles. The minute I make things too complicated, my brain will fry. I mean, there's no else to say it. I'm more programmed. This style and way I review, it's who I am. It's a dad approach. It's common sense. I don't measure particles. I don't measure suction power. And I feel like I can have a sense of what they're doing. Now, if these robots all get to be pretty even, I may have to incorporate some stuff like that. But right now, there's just such glaring differences. So say the Ecovacs X11 picked up 100 more particles than the P10 Pro Gen 2. Well, I had frustration with the Ecovacs X11. And I don't have frustration here. So am I going to sacrifice that and that's what I think some websites lack are the user interface is, in my opinion, so big that I'll take a robot that has a little bit lesser vacuum power over a robot that has tremendous vacuum power, but is hard to use. So I can't, it's just how my brain works. But I appreciate that, and I understand that, Billy. So if I don't need a threshold lift, go with the curved tube flow if you don't need threshold lift. Hope you have a good day. Thanks, Mohammed, WB4UI. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you have a good day too. Finally pulled the trigger on the P10 Pro Gen 2 after watching your videos for a week. Good job. I hate how bad yeah. Do you have the 705 Colton? I wanted to get one and like it so bad. I know we all root for Roomba. That's the thing, Roomba. We're rooting for you. The world's rooting for you. I keep mine charged all the time on the dock station. I keep it on all the time. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm probably going to get going here. Almost 3 hours. But be sure and check out my website, justadadapproved.com. Yep. It's just how my brain works. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. justadadapproved.com. Brand new website was developed for you.